Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. It's Rod with Power Group. It is Wednesday, October 20th, and we're going to get started with the live stream here momentarily. So we'll give it a few minutes for people to join us. So just sit tight and we'll get started here in about a minute or so. All right, I see we have some people joining us, so welcome, welcome. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to get started here in about 1 minute or so. Just give it another minute for people to join us. All right, welcome everybody. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. Just sit tight. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome Gemini, welcome Clorox Bleach, first and second, yeah, you bet. All right, we're gonna get started everybody. It's Rod with Power Group, welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth. It is Wednesday, October 20th, and currently in my hotel at the Westgate, Las Vegas. So going to share my screen here with everybody and we'll get started. In today's video, we're going to be discussing some HEXO news and we'll do a quick update and saying farewell to SSL, unfortunately. And if you've been living under a rock the last couple of days, you would know that he just resigned. Well, they said he resigned. That is what they're going by, but whatever you want to believe, whether he was fired or not, he still remains on the board of directors though, so that is good to see. So just before we jump in, make sure to smash like, subscribe to the channel. So we're going to run through the details on Scott Cooper, the new president and CEO. But just before we jump in, I wanted to highlight here that I sent to private members on the 18th. So I said it on the 18th. I'll just bring up that post here. You can see here, October 18th. Any thoughts on the changes at HEXO? So I said it sucks. It is what it is. Very sad day though, but it's likely for the best. SSL was a little too ambitious, in my opinion, for a company looking to be a top 5 global player. The MJ space will be run by all the big alcohol and tobacco companies, like I've always said. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw an ex-Molson-Coors executive step in, similar to what happened with Canopy and Constellations whenever David Klein started working for them for Canopy shortly after. And I also mentioned yesterday to watch out that we could see, I said this is what I meant after a big move. So we were watching daily EMA 12. We were watching for a close over that, and we were set to convincingly close over it. And that's what I was talking about. A big move was likely going to come after. But then I stated, don't be surprised if we pull back 5 to 10%. Still no daily uptrend confirmed yet. Lots of work to do and proving by the HEXO bulls. So you can see here that pretty much bang on. We were pulling back today. So just bring up the HEXO chart real quick before we dive into those articles. You can see here from the high, we had a high of 197 and we pulled all the way back to 180. So again, I mentioned yesterday, still no daily uptrend confirmed. Could see 5 to 10% pullback. There you go, 8.5, a little over 8.5%. So again, like I said, holding EMA 12 here on the daily time frame. So it was resistance, and now we're confirming it as support. So that's what we want to see in terms of general technical analysis. But let's just take a look at how long we've been rejecting from daily EMA 12. So we lost it back here at the beginning part of June when we had that cup and handle that didn't actually play through. But look at that, 131 days that we were rejecting at EMA 12 there on the daily, and we're finally over it here now. And just want to reiterate that on the weekly time frame, we're finally seeing a weekly bounce, and we have pretty much no resistance all the way up to 755 here on the weekly. And the daily RSI was giving us some clues as well. It was starting to climb out of the basement, and we knew that a reversal was likely going to be imminent, and it usually happens when people least expect it. So going to jump right into today's content. Again, make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'm currently in the Westgate Hotel. This is the view from my room, so apologize for the lighting, not in my regular setup here at the moment, but going to be heading to MJ BizCon after this. Looking forward to it. Associations Day was yesterday, so I did a video on that. You can check that out. But today is the general session, and the expo floor opens today, so expect some updates in regards to that here in a little bit. So HEXO announces Scott Cooper as President and CEO. They are pleased to announce that Scott Cooper is the CEO effective immediately. Scott joins HEXO from Truss Beverage Co, a joint venture between Molson-Coors Canada and HEXO, where he served as President and CEO. So I'll just run through this real quickly as it's not very lengthy. It's my great pleasure to welcome Scott as our new President and CEO, said Dr. Michael Munzar, Chairman of HEXO's Board of Directors. And like I said, SSL is going to remain on the Board of Directors as far as we are aware. But just before we continue, I do want to give a moment of silence to SSL, because I have mad respect for that man. He had nothing but great things. He did nothing but great things for the industry, and you know, similar to Canopy, we get these very ambitious and just very hardcore entrepreneurial people that just aren't going to stand the test of time, right? Because eventually it gets to a point where a company gets so big, they need to get somebody in there with a little bit more business acumen and a little bit more, numbers start to play a big factor, right? So similar to what happened with David Klein and Canopy Growth and Constellation Brands. But just a moment of silence here now for SSL. Mad respect, brother, and I'm sure you will enjoy your time off. This is giving you a lot more time to spend with your family. We appreciate everything that you've done for the industry. I wholeheartedly respect you from the bottom of my heart. And if I was to run a marijuana company, I wouldn't have run it any other way. And you're my idol, man. Keep it up. Whatever you do next, I know you're going to be amazing at it. So wishing you the best of luck in your future endeavors. So Scott's 2 decades of experience in consumer packaged goods. His success is launching and growing Truss' innovative portfolio to be the Canadian market share leader in cannabis beverages, and experience working in the United States position him well to defend HEXO's position as a market leader in Canada and secure our place as a top 3 global cannabis products company. Scott's strong experience with Truss and Molson-Coors and several other publicly traded consumer packaged goods companies makes him exceptionally well positioned to integrate HEXO's recent acquisitions and leverage solid brands, robust product offering, and its lean production capabilities to lead the company through its next phase of its strategic evolution. And I do believe that this is needed in the evolution of HEXO, and a lot of people were calling for SSL's head. And I think sometimes in business, you just got to know when to get out of the way and let your pride and ego take a back seat. And I think this was the right move. And now we have that next step. We can turn that page in the HEXO chapter book, right? We can move on to the next chapter. And a lot of people they had a sour taste in their mouth from SSL, whether it be through dilution, or he was overpaid for mergers and acquisitions, or he was overpaid in general, or what have you. Whatever your reason was for it, when he sold shares, whenever prices were at an all-time high. Whatever your reason is, it's no longer a matter now. So without question, HEXO presents I like this part. Without question, HEXO presents one of the most exciting opportunities in the cannabis industry. Bravo, golf clap. I look forward to working with the team to build upon the strong foundation already built, particularly through the company's recent acquisitions, to drive growth and profitability through the efficient commercialization of cannabis consumer packaged goods, said Scott Cooper, President and CEO of HEXO. I want to thank outgoing CEO Sebastien St. Louis for his tremendous effort in establishing growth and delivering a solid position for which the company can move forward. For the interim period, not to exceed 6 months, so for the next 6 months at the most, Scott Cooper will simultaneously run HEXO and Truss Beverages and will continue to be CEO of both. So really looking forward to what Scott Cooper's going to bring. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited about this. Do you think it's a great move? I think it was, like I said, I saw it coming. How did I see this potentially coming? Well, we know that big tobacco and alcohol is basically running the whole industry, and I'll give some proof on that here in a minute. But just wanted to bring up his LinkedIn profile. So you can see here he's president and CEO at Truss Beverage Company, now president and CEO of HEXO simultaneously. So an experienced business leader, marketer, and innovator with a track record of breathing new life into business and brands, unlocking new opportunities. Across a range of industries, led large businesses and teams with profit and loss accountability up to $2 billion business through startup breaking new ground. I am driven by the talent of people surrounding me, striving every day to lead the values I look for in a team: integrity, empathy, and resilience. So, pretty funny, I said I wouldn't be surprised if it was an ex-Molson-Coors executive. And sure enough, just take a look here at Molson-Coors. He worked there for 12 years and 1 month. And again, how did I expect that? It's because big alcohol and big tobacco companies have the most to lose from the MJ industry, right? Because it's cutting into their profits and people are no longer spending as much money on alcohol. And, you know, we have hemp cigarettes, right? The TAT cigarettes, I did a review on those. Check out my my video that I just did a couple of days ago for a review on that. But again, all these things, this is just how the game is played. And they're not going to sit back and watch their empires crumble, right? We know a select few people run the world, and this isn't going to change with the MJ industry. And in fact, it's probably going to be more of the same because we're talking big business. We're talking big money now. So just let's go down memory lane here. Constellation Brands increases stake in Canopy Growth Corp. So the maker of Corona beer, not the virus. Also, Tilray partners with Anheuser-Busch. So Budweiser to develop cannabis-infused drinks. Altria becomes largest shareholder in Cronos Group, a leading global cannabinoid company. Now, again, I'm not saying that craft growers and small growers won't be successful. Yes, I do believe that there's going to be companies that are going to be very, very successful on smaller scales, but they're not going to be a top 3 or top 5 company, MJ company worldwide. It's how the game is played. And like I said, it's the same across all industries. But we know Altria took a big position in Cronos. We know that British American Tobacco makes a $175 million investment in Organigram. Also, Redecan, which comes from the Montour family, and they own Grand River Enterprises, which they are on the Six Nations, and basically they sell tobacco and cigarettes, right? So they're a tobacco grower. So are you starting to see what's going on here? Redecan was purchased by HEXO, and Redecan was basically steered and governed by, you know, big tobacco. So that's what we're seeing. And again, there's no right or wrong. I see people all the time, wrong, it's not going to be these companies that run the world. Well, it's an opinion right now because we just don't know, as it hasn't happened yet. So therefore, it's not really a question of being right or wrong, but it's just looking at the writing on the wall and seeing what's the most likely scenario. And that's why I created POW Group and Pursuit of Wealth, was to be real with you guys, you know, not to fluff anything up. I'm just telling you exactly what I think, what my gut's telling me, and we can filter out all of the noise. That's why I don't really like Reddit and Facebook groups and all that stuff, because there's just so much noise on there. So if you want real information, if you want to join a community of investors and traders that you can bounce ideas off of before you hit the buy or sell button, check out powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com. Join us for a 1-week free trial. You got nothing to lose. And like I said, that's where I focus the most of my energy and attention. So if you're wondering why I don't respond that much in a Facebook group or what have you, or if you're direct messaging me on Facebook or whatever it is, just know if you want immediate help or if you want access to, you know, all the POW members, we've got, you know, dozens of members in there already. So if you want to join us, more than welcome to come check us out. So also, HEXO was upgraded to a buy at Zacks. So again, this is old news, but I just wanted to bring this up because it is important. So we have HEXO earnings coming up here in a few weeks. In a couple of weeks, we should see confirmation from HEXO. Generally, they're pretty good at letting us know before, you know, a couple of weeks before. And like I said, this is very, very pertinent to that. So HEXO could be a solid choice for investors given its recent upgrade to Zacks, ranked number 2 buy. This upgrade primarily reflects an upward trend in earnings estimates. I wonder why they think there's going to be an upward trend. Might it have to do something to do with the mergers and acquisitions that are going to soon hit the books, which is one of the most powerful forces impacting stock prices. So I wanted to bring that up because we do have two earnings coming up back to back here. So Q4 and Q1. So like I said, this could be in relation to that. Maybe SSL was stepped down. Maybe he's no longer the CEO because bad earnings are coming up here year end. That's a possibility. But again, Zax is expecting better earnings into the next several quarters, and as am I. So if we just take a look here, again, this isn't the official date. We want to see official confirmation from HEXO, which should be soon. But it's tentative for November 3rd. If we look back to the previous year, it was on October 29th. So sometime in the next couple of weeks, we can expect it. And then there was one shortly after on December 14th, right? So again, we can expect one probably a month and a half toward the latter part of December. So we're going to have two earnings report back to back here. We're expecting 33.74 million on the upcoming one and negative 0.0816 on the EPS. And then some earnings estimates for the end of December, 50.58 million and negative 0.048. So you can see that EPS slowly starting to creep into the positive. And again, I think that 2022 is going to be the year that HEXO does it. And the next quarter, so the March earnings, that's going to be March 2022. Mark your calendar. Based, not financial advice, this is for entertainment purposes only, but if a fella or a girl or a guy were to just hold until then, you'd probably do all right. Probably more than all right. So, because we know that they're going to be pushing $150 million that quarter with the addition of Redecan, right? So with Zenabis, 48 North, the organic growth that HEXO is going to have alone, and Redecan, it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 to 150 million, in my opinion. And when people realize that, there's just a market disconnect right now. I did a post as well. I can't remember if I did it on my public page or not, but essentially, HEXO valued at about 500 million and currently number one in market share, above Tilray and Canopy. So there's a huge disconnect right now, and I think that 2022 is going to be a great year. Let me know in the comments below. We also had some news that the Democratic senators' bill would let DC legalize MJ sales against Biden's wishes. So that might have sparked a little bit of momentum yesterday as well. But let's just take a look at the chart here real quick. So we're sitting at $1.86 USD. And like I said, just want to bring up this chart here as well on the NEO exchange because we do have a bit more history. And we're sitting at $2.29 Canadian. But I just wanted to highlight here on the weekly time frame, we had been rejecting daily EMA 12. So that was important to get over. We did that yesterday, first time in 131 days. And then look at that, multiple weeks of pullback here. 20 weeks of pullback. And we finally broke out of that downward sloping resistance. And here we are starting the weekly bounce. But at this point, it's just a weekly bear flag at the moment. It's going to be a weekly bear flag for a while. But like I said, we still got a lot of proving to do. We still have yet to change the daily trends. So what I would like to see, if you're wondering what we need to see to be absolutely confident that the bottom is in, well, we need weekly uptrends confirmed in all of the sector to set monthly higher lows, first of all. But step one, confirm a daily uptrend. So what I want to see over the next couple of days, I would like to see us hold EMA 12 here since it has been strong resistance for the last 130 plus days. So if we can close above EMA 12 there at 225 Canadian, I'll just switch over to the American one here as well so people know. So if we can close over EMA 12, which above that level, $1.80 on the US side, that's going to be a win in my opinion in favor of the bulls today. And then we'll want to see us continue the bounce tomorrow. We could even pull back tomorrow and lose that low, but again, that's not going to be ideal. What we want to see as bulls, and to be 100% that the bottom is in, well, we need to see weekly uptrends confirmed, but we'll do it one step at a time. First, we need to confirm a daily uptrend. So what I'd like to see is if we continue to bounce tomorrow, come back down, set a daily higher low and a higher high, change that daily trend, we could just go straight into daily consolidation tomorrow and then hold that low here, the recent low, the 52-week low at 167. And then if we hold that low at 167 and then break above that resistance and create a higher high, that's going to give us a daily uptrend. And then, like I said, zoom out, then we'll look for the weekly bounce to continue, and then we'll look for a potential top there around 250 to 350. I was thinking it was Canadian there for a second, but that's just how far away we are based on the bloodbath that's been happening in the sector. And if you're wondering why HEXO is down so much, I mean, Tilray was down over 85% as well. So it's not just HEXO, it's the whole industry. And even MSOS yesterday it was bouncing actually, but took an absolute beating. And just taking a look here at the monthly charts, you can see here we're almost back down to where we started, right? Gave up the whole move basically. So the all-time low of 2045. Yesterday we got as low as, or the other day, 2782. So like I said, we need to confirm weekly uptrends to set these monthly higher lows across the board. So taking a look at the HEXO and the weekly time frame. So I said we were starting to see signs of life. The MACD started to have a bullish cross with the black coming through the red. When the black comes through it, beneath it and crosses through, that's a bull cross, and the stochastic crossing bullish as well. So we're going to have some strong resistance there. The 10-week moving average been rejecting the price for several months. So we're going to have some strong resistance there at $2 psychological, and 204 is the 10-week moving average. So if we can close the week over 204, that's going to be a huge momentum shift for the HEXO bulls. In terms of the weekly moving averages, so the nearest weekly moving average is the 100 weekly, all the way up at 438. And like I said in the past, generally, you know, we're, again, not financial advice, but we're probably going to gravitate. That's what we do when we look at moving averages. We go up and then we come back down and gravitate back towards it. We go down below it and then we gravitate back towards it, right? So again, I think that we're going to start to gravitate back towards those moving averages a lot quicker than we're going to zero. And you know, full disclosure, I don't think we're going to zero. So moving on to the daily time frame. Daily moving averages, the 50-day moving average is there at 225. So if we do get over that 2 to 204 level USD, then we'll be looking for some resistance there at 225. We also have a gap in the chart there at 316 to be watching out for as well. But again, whole sector, and this could be good for HEXO, right? We have a new CPG CEO coming from Molson-Coors. Does this have something to do with a new CPG partner? Maybe they wanted to get a new CEO in there. Maybe the new CPG partner wanted HEXO to have a more disciplined CEO. And maybe they felt more comfortable, just putting somebody in there from Molson-Coors. And again, didn't surprise me one bit, not at all. And then we have the 20 moving average on the weekly up at 345 and the weekly VWAP all the way up at 476. So we have a lack of resistance. So again, expect maybe a couple of days of just sideways action. Maybe we consolidate on the daily time frame, form a daily higher low on HEXO, and then change the daily trend. That's what we want to see. But ideally, hold EMA 12 today at $1.80 USD. Been saying for many days now, at least a couple of weeks, I think, SPY is a monthly bull flag, and here we are about to confirm. So we have the all-time high at 454.05, and we're getting very close to that. If we break 454.05, then that's a monthly uptrend a monthly bull flag confirmed, and we could easily be heading to 500 on SPY. And if you're wondering why I'm bringing that up, that's because it's good for stocks. Look at Bitcoin, new all-time high today. So the broader market is strong. That's what we want to see as HEXO bulls, as stock and asset bulls. We want to see the broader market strong. And the dollar as well, DXY, consolidating here on the weekly time frame. So exactly what we would expect, right? Inverse to stocks and assets and crypto, that type of thing. And again, I'll mention again, I don't think that MJ stocks are really going to run until crypto has its end, right? Once we see that blow off top and the end of the bull market, then I think similar to what happened in 2017 and 2018, we're going to see a ton of those profits roll over into the beaten down MJ sector. And I think 2022 is going to be an amazing year for the MJ industry as a whole. So just as a reminder, I'm going to be going down to MJ BizCon. Started about 35 minutes ago, and I'm a little bit late. So I'm going to head down there now. So expect some updates from me later on today. but really looking forward to it. It's been an absolute blast so far. Just got back from Colorado. Going to do some other videos. I'll upload some videos on some product reviews. Just haven't had the time. I do all the editing. I do all the thumbnail. I do everything on my channel myself. So, I do all of the video editing, the thumbnails, all that stuff. So it does take time. So I appreciate your patience. And going to be sharpening my knowledge here at MJ BizCon, and really looking forward to networking and just seeing all these speakers. Damon John, co-star of ABC Shark Tank and founder and CEO of Fubu, will be the keynote speaker. So really looking forward to that. So with that, I'll just see if there's any questions, but I'm going to wrap it up here. All right, so I think, we got quite a few questions here, so I'll just wrap up real quickly. And it looks like we have quite a few people on today's live stream, so welcome everybody. I appreciate the support. If you could support me and just like this video, I would really appreciate it. Share it with anybody that you might find value in it. But I do want to say thank you for joining us again on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll take some time to answer some questions here. Hexo bottom looks like the bottom across the board. Yep. So I did a poll on my community part of my channel that basically I think 60%, I think there was close to 100 votes on it, but basically 60% of people think we're at a bottom. And like I said, the S&P 500 is about to confirm a monthly bull flag, could be heading to 500. Crypto's at all-time highs. I don't think the bull market. The only real concern I have for MJ is if the broader market were to pull back 5 or 10%, right? Maybe even 20% if the S&P dropped 20%. Well, what's going to happen to MJ stocks, right? It would just continue that falling knife and black dirt breakdown. So we don't want to see that. But it's looking like the bottom's in. Yeah, I would have to agree. But again, we still got lots of work to do. That's why I said yesterday that we could see 5 to 10% pullback tomorrow or the next day, because we still haven't changed the daily trend. We need to confirm a daily uptrend. And then we need to zoom out to the weekly, confirm a weekly uptrend, and set these monthly higher lows. Hourly uptrends confirmed on quite a few names. Yeah, you bet. Now we need daily. CGC, OGI, ACB, crawl, short squeeze, baby. Yeah. Happens when you least expect it. Big volume at the lows there too. Yep, agreed. Going to move up to $4 quick. Yep, Hexo, I think we have very, very good chance of that happening. I'm not sure if you mean CAD or USD, but regardless, I think it could even get to $4 USD very quickly. And the trick will be to not sell too soon. Again, I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. This is for entertainment purposes only, but personally, I'm not going to be selling anytime soon. I probably won't be selling any. I probably won't sell a single Hexo share until we hit at least $10. That's, and I'm talking US dollars. All-time highs up at $33. So it's going to rocket. It's just a matter of when, not if. News is great. New is great to brag. New is great to brag. I'm not sure if that was a typo. That we have someone from CPG Executive. Okay, yeah, I get you. Yep. So I agree. I agree that it's somebody a little bit more disciplined there with some better business acumen and experience. It's a good sign that TAP may come after Hexo in future. Yeah, you bet. And for any of the viewers, TAP is Molson-Coors, their stock ticker. Very channel, thanks for all the great info. Very good. Oh, very good. Thanks. Very good channel. Okay. Hit a typo there from Fred. Thanks, Fred. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the great info. Yeah, you bet. Thanks for joining us. Justin says, need to see the shorts continue to be squeezed. Yep. Shake them from their legs. Well, you have to wonder, right? You're down over 85% on most MJ, and you have to wonder when they're going to flip long and when the tides are going to turn. And again, we still got a lot of proving to do. So positive signs in all directions, absolutely. So it looks like we're pretty much done here on the questions. So like I said, guys, going to wrap it up. Going to head down to MJ BizCon. My hotel is pretty much connected to the Las Vegas Convention Center. So that's a bonus. Won't take me very long to get down there. And like I said, going to hit the general session, and I'll also hit the expo floor and take a look at a bunch of the exhibitors and expect some updates from that later on today and more into the end of the week. Also going to be uploading some product review videos. So smash like, ravage it before you exit out of here today. I would appreciate it. always shows me some support, and I appreciate you guys having an absolute blast and looking forward to the future. All right, guys, thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with POW Group. Take care, and we'll see you on the next video.